Shalom, family. Shalom. All praise and glory to the Almighty. May we serve and obey, and glory the Almighty forever and ever. Back at it again. Interesting topic about these Egyptian lovers. That's my new name for them. Is the Egyptian lovers. All these Pan-African, Afrocentric, Afro movement, African conscious nation and melanin, all that old crazy garbage. I'm just gonna lump them all in. The next nigga that talk about some Egypt whatever, call him an Egyptian lover. You know what? I don't even want to get flags for that. So if y'all can just Google this, it's pretty funny. Egypt, Egypt. Down, 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 down. So but anyways, I digress. Why do these Egyptian people like to talk bad about uh like to talk bad about uh other folks? Why do they make it their mission to talk bad about other folks? All because they believe in a higher power? So you think you got ammo because you don't believe in a higher power? But yet these Egyptians will denounce the Almighty, but yet serve multiple gods and also with the dead. Okay, they would also serve the dead. All these Egyptian lovers, why are they all fascinated by death? Why are they fascinated by the deceased? If I knew some other people that follow Egyptology or Egypt worship or Egypt history or whatever the case, I'll pull them up too. And just to show you that they all of them utilize the idol of death, the idol of a coffin. Why do they cherish the coffin so much? Why do they hold the image up high? And the coffin is the house of the dead or the residency of the dead. All of them. For any viewers, just next time you listen or hear or you see a tattoo of a brother with the symbol of a coffin on his arm, with the symbol of a coffin that's underground, that is a vessel for the dead, they hold it up high with pride and confidence. And just only for them to not only be so fascinated with the coffin, but just as fascinated with the death associated in the coffin. Why is that? Why do Egyptians or archaeologists are fascinated by bringing up the dead back up to earth, back up to the surface of the living? Why do they insist that? They insist on digging them up, opening them up, and displaying the dead as if it is normal, as if that's the way of life is through death. All of these Egyptian people, all of them, there we go. And again, this lady is Moses's wife who was once in Egypt, and they still dig her up. They are fascinated with the death, the mummies, the skull, the whole everything. See? They don't mind disturbing the dead so it could rise again. And yet we are the wicked. And yet something wrong with God's people because we worship the living God as noted. But yeah, y'all worship the dead and the old dead and the you guys love this. You love the dead. Love it all. This is what you guys are fascinated with. Shit like this. Disturbing. How can someone rest in peace, but yet you have a crowd of people digging up where you were and lifting you up out of your hole, and not only that, but also taking you out of your place of residency where your body rests. But how can you truly rest if you're being dug up like an Egyptian, right? Why do Egyptians love the dead so much? Why do Egyptians obtain a book and label it the Book of the Dead, the Ancient Egypt? And yet they try to denounce you, all because you believe in a higher entity, a supreme entity of all knowledge and wisdom. But yet, Egyptians truthfully were waiting to die so they can live in the underworld, the world of death. That's where all their hieroglyphs on the wall, all the depictions of half man, half animal, green man, and judgment, eagle's head and half man, crocodile and half lion, cheetah, jackal with the human and the... Come on, man. Come on. The balance after death. This is what they love. This is what they serve. All of these hieroglyphs are showing you weighing out the scales after you died between your heart and a feather. The underworld, the afterworld, the afterlife. It's what they love. Again, why is their book the Book of the Dead, but yet the living God states, I'm living. But the Almighty is the true creator, and he is the living creator and an everlasting king. At his wrath the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide or live his indignation. So, right here. But yet, to those Egyptians, they want to all lump us up as religious or Christians, and they fully don't even understand the concept and the knowledge or the concept of understanding, period. Because they're so shuttled and so fogged over by the dead. Again, all of these depictions of eagle, bird, head, man, those were gods and demons that they followed. Green women with green hair, green man with green hair, another woman, another demon. So, weighing the balance of the heart and the feather. So, why are they all fascinated by the dead, mummies, and coffins? And I mean, oh, they love the coffins. Even to the book, and denoting and honoring the book as honoring their dead. It's another thing. All these old Egyptian, African, Pan-African, melanated communities and all this whole blog talk about conscious level, melanated conscious level, high frequency vibration, all that garbage they be talking about. Why do they all want to connect with their ancestors? Why are the Pan-African Egyptians, the melanin community, and the melanin movement and all this old crazy? Why do they believe connecting with your ancestors is a way, but yet will clown you because you connect to the creator? First of all, I just be want to know who the fuck told these niggas to connect with your ancestors. It sound like a sorcerer. A sorcerer will tell you something like that. Someone who's familiar with spirits will tell you something like that. Someone who is ignorant to the spiritual realm and the spiritual capabilities that you can bring forth into your realm and universe, they're very incapable of understanding any of that. And again, I ask again, who and what are these niggas then told these niggas to connect with their ancestors, which are dead? Because if your ancestors are living, you could just simply pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, what's up? Or send them a text or whatever the case may be. But why do they want you to insist and connect with the dead? They insist on you connecting with the underworld, the world of dead, the world of demons, the world of horror. Why do they want you to connect with the afterlife when you're still in this fucking life?
As a reminder, ticketed passengers only are allowed beyond the passenger screening checkpoint.
Man. I don't know where these people get this shit from. But again, it all goes back to that Egyptian worship the dead, praising the dead, connect with the dead, and you know. Again, the Book of the Dead is an ancient Egyptian funerary text. Wow. in the beginning of the kingdom, yeah, whatever it be, I don't care. I don't give a crap about BC anything. Egyptian name for the text translated. Wow, RWNW, part M, part RW, HRW. It's translated as Book of the Coming Forth Day by Day, or Book of the Emerging Forth into the Light, into the Dead. When they say emerging forth into the light, when they die, they say, oh, accept the light, walk to the light, go towards the light. And there's also sayings that when you die, you see the light, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The Book of the Dead is a collection of spells, really, which enable the soul of deceased to navigate the afterlife. The Egyptian Book of the Dead is a term coined in the 19th century for a body of text known to the ancient Egyptians as the spells for going forth by day. So they were specializing in casting spells. So basically right here, you're going to say a spell to release the soul so it can navigate and move around. Whatever. So you're basically allowing them to come into your realm. Again, if you don't understand and see that, it is a collection of spells. What is a spell? What is a spell?
Spell.
Okay. That's what they give me on that. No problem. What is also another form of a spell? A form of words used to magically charm or... Alright. So again, she is afraid that you are waking from her spell. Spell. So spell is not a good thing, we assume, right? Spell is not a good thing, you will assume, right? Or is it a good thing? Yeah, you can cast good spells, but there's more evil spells than there are good spells. All right, now we get into the good stuff. 60 of them things found. All right. To onward by meaning of letters. Okay. And a group to tell, speak, or discourage or talk. Okay. Explain, interpret, talk. Wow, look at that. In the early Middle Ages, okay. This is where I'm at. To speak, preach, or talk. That's a word that sticks out like a sore thumb to me. Preach. As if, because the preachers nowadays are casting spells. To preach, talk, tell, hence such expression as hear spell or hear spell the wind, talk in vain, spell the wind, speak to the wind. again, and Shakespeare spells someone's names backwards in reverse. The characters of explain in a contrary sense. Negativity. So again, a spell is connected to negativity. Okay, but again, to spell the winds talk in vain. Okay. Let's see this. Wind, because wind is also associated with or symbolic to a spirit. Okay, but let's see if we can find it here on a spiritual note. Also, on a spiritual note, spirit meaning that is true. Instruments. Yeah, okay. Tired, put out of breath. Okay. So, alright. Well, let's see this just really quick before I get too far off topic. Didn't we just see blow, to breathe? Didn't we just read that wind is also to breathe? Breath of God, a breathing. Spirit, soul. Only thing we're seeing, everything else we need, only but one simple word, and that's W-I-N. Okay? Don't be fooled. The supernatural, immaterial creature. Okay? Again, if this is moving too fast, please pause this. But again, it's also to show you that once you understand certain things, that it'd be much harder for others to fool you. Okay? So, also one more thing, since I got you right here, for all of these Christians who read particular parts in the Bible. Okay. For any of those, and again, Egyptians. Speaking of that, Egyptians are no better than the Christians, and the Christians are no better than the Egyptians. The Egyptians worship and praise the dead and celebrate for the dead and all of this. And Christians remember and remember the death of their God, which is an asinine statement because, again, in order to be God, you cannot die. So what are you saying? So again, their God, they remember the death of their God. They remember the resurrection of their God, which is the cause of their death, or cause of his death, right? So they worship first. They worship his symbol of death, the symbol that killed him, or the instrument that killed him, first of all. So they worship the symbol of death, or the image that killed him, which is in the same image of a sword. They also remember his death. They worship his death. They have feast and gatherings on his death, of him dying. and him resurrecting, and they call that Easter and Christmas and um, you know, Good Friday. They call his death a Good Friday. Worshiping the dead, and they also, and their God that they pray to is a dead God, so they're essentially praying to the dead or a dead man. So, in that same retrospect, before I wrap this all up, for all of you, or for any of you Christian followers, or uh, you know, we were just talking about, and again, we were just talking about this. And of course, they were making it seem as if it's all right, but we all know that a spell being cast is not a good thing. So, as you could probably see, gospel. Now, after I just revealed the wordplay and the semantics of this definition that we're actually going to go into, as you could just saw what I took away and what I added back, you can kind of see what I want you to see. Go spell. Now, if a spell can be negative or anything, go spell, and then add it to one half of the book, which is wicked, called the New Testament, and tell the followers to go spell. Let's read what this says. The old English Gospelaria. Gospelaria. One of the four Angelicus. Okay. All right. That's what it says. Gospeler. Right. That's what it says. But that ain't what I'm looking for. I may be spelling it. I might be spelling it wrong. Forgive me, guys. I want to say God. There it is. It's just one L. Again, y'all went to public school. Forgive me, but hey, feel free to laugh. Feel free to laugh. It's all right. I laugh at my pain all the time, so you can't have no joy in it. So, again, as you can see, what I was just explaining to you. Okay. Now, for all you followers, right? Because again, this term is only associated with this and this being, this wicked being, right? Only there is no such thing of this word in the Old Testament. There is no such thing of this word or name in the Old Testament. So, everything is new. It came, this terminology came when this term and this fairy tale came into play. So let's just read it. The Old English God spell. Okay, now look how they got that. Look how they got that. Look how they got that. They got that as God's spell. Okay. God. See, again, you see how they got the D in there, and it's not that way. But again, this is the correct way how it's written in every modern book. But yeah, they throw a D in there. Sounds like they're doing spells already within this. But let's just keep reading. God spell, glad tidings, announces by whatever. One of the four gospels, literally. One of the four. Here we go. Right, literally, good spell, which is an asinine statement, because there's not that many good spells. As we mentioned, we all know that the word spell, if you're not spelling words, you're cursing words. So it's not that much good in the word spell first. Good spell from God, lowercase g. Not this. That's the lower gods. Okay. Also, spell, story, message, spell. Okay. See those, see good, and see spell. We did that. Okay. The Latin itself is a translation of Greek. Okay. Reward for bringing good news. Right. That's what they say. But again, if I go tell somebody if I'm preaching another God, and I'm telling someone I got followers and disciples, and I'm telling them to knock on everybody's door and to ask them, have they accepted their Lord and Savior, the fairy tale guy? Yes, accordingly. When I tell one of my individuals to go spell, they're gonna come back with rewarding good news that they have conquered and spelled and cast spells on lands. Okay. But the first element of the Old English word originally had a long O. Go spell, right? Like a ghost or go spell. But it shifted under the mistake association with God as if God's story. No, that is false. I don't know where they're getting all this, but okay. Shifted to God, such as God's spell. Okay. Now, used of anything as true as the gospel of the 13th century as any doctrine maintained as an exclusive importance. Go spell music, huh? Really quick, gospel, gossip, that's what this looks like. Gospel, if you take away that L, it'll look like gossip. 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 What is that? Gossiping? So it's just telling people to go gossip, right? Go cast spells and go gossip. It says see spells, right? Let's go back just to make sure we're all on the same. All right. God for good and spell, see good and see spell. Let's go to spell, and unfortunately read letter by letter, write or say the letter. Okay, and somebody will write it for you. All right, and now we've read this now, right? A story, a tale, or narrative. Okay, so again, it's a story, a tale, tattletale. Hey, let me tell you a story about, again, tell you a story to talk in vain. To curse, spelled, also to curse the wind, and to talk in vain. I'm done here. Peace and love. All glory to the Almighty. Peace.